So Romeo Lacoste is back.
I posted a video on my second channel a little over 2 years ago now. It was discussing Romeo Lacoste, the allegations against him at the time, and his interview with Keemstar on Drama Alert. The video blew up, as did the story with Romeo. It was quite frankly the most abrasive admission of guilt without ever actually directly admitting a wrong.
People, they see me on social media and have all these like millions of followers.
Just
I'm the biggest there is, yeah, for sure. I'm the biggest, so I have almost 2 million followers on Instagram. I'm by far way bigger than any other tattoo artist on social media. Being on TV, having millions of followers, owning my own business, I mean, it's crazy.
On the 15th of March, a Twitter profile by the name of Yellow Chair released some DMs between her and Romeo. Her tweet says, "A few years ago, my friends and I made a group chat called Romeo's Fruit Cups. One of the girls and I talked more than the others realised how Romeo would talk to us that seemed a bit off. I was 15 and she was 14 at the time. We came up with a plan to see if our gut feeling was just us overreacting. We decided to make our separate Romeo account from our main to do everything we both decided what to say to him, and at times we didn't have to say much for him to act the way he did."
Love that. Love my balls massaged and sucked on. Love my asshole licked. My fave is deep throat. Drunk girls always deep throat further. You can even chase my cum down with another shot. I'm freaky. I can even come in your shot and let you drink both together. I do freaky stuff. Take another shot, then go for round 2. By the time you leave, you'll have a tummy full of cum and alcohol. I bet you get super slutty when you're drunk.
I treat women like queens, he says, having already admitted to oral sex with drunk girls.
I honestly try to stay off as much as possible. I feel like social media is like super toxic. I don't know, it's just unhealthy to be on there too much, you know, and I feel like, you know, it's a platform for people to kind of say whatever they want with no repercussion.
Hello there folks, it's Nerdy John here, and today we're going to be going over Romeo Lacoste, specifically his music, because while other YouTubers much bigger than me have covered him in the past, no one has really talked about his music yet. And that's because, well, they did. Romeo would copyright claim their channel, well, not their channel, the video, and all the ad revenue would go directly to Romeo, and no one wants that. However, I don't make money off YouTube, and the only people who are going to be seeing this are me and, if I'm lucky, some friends. So, with that, let's get into Romeo's music. You know, making music nowadays is kind of like making a podcast. Anyone can do it regardless of talent. However, unless you're crazy talented or you already have a following fan base, then it's not really going to go anywhere. I say this because unless Romeo already had his fan base, I don't think this music would have gotten anywhere, if you catch my drift, because spoiler alert, it's not the best. So with that, let's go over our first topic.
So baby, keep the lights down low and feel the heat between our souls.
Alright, so I have the lyrics pulled up on my phone, and let's read the first couple. White lies in the middle of the night. You never tell me how you really feel. One bed but 2 separate lives. Who's to tell us what is and isn't real? You say that this is the last time, but I know you'll keep coming back for more. Yeah, you know your sin is sweeter than heaven. So baby, keep the lights down low and feel the heat between our souls. I'd rather be flying blind than walk away. Don't walk away. Not supposed to feel this way. Do you think of me when he's touching you? You hide your phone when you get my text, 'cause he doesn't need to know the truth. Now, Romeo, let's say, for the sake of the argument, that you were innocent the entire time and it was all a huge misunderstanding like you try to claim it is. Romeo, do you not see how those cringeworthy lyrics and somewhat creepy undertone, like they put off a vibe that, like, you know, you shouldn't be hearing this, no, like Romeo, like I can't be the only one who thinks that this is like kind of creepy. And yeah, like if we just remove that entire undertone, then the lyrics themselves don't really mesh well together, and they are rather generic. Like, this can't be like the best thing you could have thought of. If that is, I would hate to see what like the other rough drafts of this song sounded like, because if those are the best you could come up with. But hey, you know what? Sometimes bands just have really generic lyrics, but you know, they're able to pull through with their talent. However, you'll soon find out that this isn't the case. But let's move on to our next topic.
So baby, keep the lights down low and feel the heat between our souls.
The visual aspect of a music video is obviously very important. It sells the feeling of the song that you're trying to convey. With some artists, it's very experimental. Now, with Romeo's music video, you can tell most of the budget kind of went into the camera equipment and the model that he hired to be in the music video. Other than that, it's a very cheap looking set. There is a room where Romeo stands and sings, and then there's also a room where he stands but there's lights behind him. Yeah, it's real creative. And the most like they do with it to like keep it exciting is like when there's a drop in some point in the song and like it picks back up. The video like has like a shaky cam quality to it, but it just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't hype you up for the song whatsoever. It's very bland visually. I mean, like, it's shot well, I'll say that, but like, you're not shooting anything interesting. And this is very telling of Romeo, because like, he always tries to make himself the forefront of everything. And you know, for some artists it works, for others it doesn't. Like, Romeo just it doesn't fit well. Like, he's not, how do I put this? It's whenever I see him in the music video, which is pretty much 90% of the video, I'm not enjoying it. And like, let's remove what happened again. He still doesn't give off that confident bad dude attitude. He reminds me of an edgy 14-year-old that you knew in school who would always like say stuff to get people's attention, but it would always fail and he would just go to the principal's office. Like, that's what it feels like when I'm watching Romeo's music video. It just fails spectacularly. With that out of the way, let's move on to the final topic.
So baby, keep the lights down low and feel the heat between our souls.
So the final topic is the mixing itself. Yeah, so obviously with the type of music Romeo is going for, it's going to be auto-tuned, which is completely fine. You know, the genre he is trying to, the genre of the music he's trying to go into is very reliant on auto-tune. But even with the auto-tune, his voice carries no weight. It is rather weak. And when you're trying to like sing like this type of song where it's like you're trying to like be the bad boy lover, it doesn't work. Because like, you're obviously trying to portray yourself one way, but your vocals don't give that off. They're in a completely separate direction from what you're trying to convey. And like, the beat, it's not bad, but like, you could you could take that beat out and pretty much put it in any other song, and like it wouldn't change anything, if what I'm saying makes sense. What I'm trying to convey is it's rather generic. Like, the beat doesn't stand out at all. Like, I felt like I've heard that beat a dozen times in a dozen other songs. The synth is okay. It gives good ambience and a good melody at points. But one thing I want to point out is the guitar solo near the end of the song. It's not bad, but it's very out of place. It's kind of like, let's say, in like a heavy metal song, all of a sudden there's an accordion solo for some reason, even though an accordion was never in the song to begin with. Because usually when you're trying to build up a guitar solo, you usually have a guitar in the background of the music, so that way, like, when there's a build-up and a crescendo at the end, you know, it pays off. There's been build-up to it. But it just comes straight out of nowhere. And I think it was added because they needed something else to fill the song at the end. That's the vibe it gives off. So overall, the music itself is generic and it sucks. It's not god awful, but it's terrible. It's terrible. I've heard worse songs for sure, but when it comes from Romeo, it adds like an extra layer of repulsiveness. And you know, I don't necessarily want Romeo to be canceled. Not saying I don't want the police to get involved, obviously, with his past actions. But like, I think the best way of showing that he definitely should go into this direction is just to ignore the music from now on. Because obviously he's not going to do anything groundbreaking. He's not going to be like a Filthy Frank and make really awesome music. Like, this is just something that he's been trying to do to quietly get back into the swing of things. And, you know, if we just ignore all this, Romeo will hopefully go away. This is Nerdy John, signing out. And this is the end of the video. However, I'm giving an update on the 150 subs special, so stay tuned if you want to hear about that. So, the 150 subs special is something that I am so glad that we hit. I legitimately thought we wouldn't be able to hit this till like the end of the year or something. So, in order to celebrate, I'm going to make it into a 3-parter. And in each part, I'm going to be going over one of the Channel Awesome movies. It's going to be a very fun ride, and I hope to see you there. Anyway, this is Nerdy John, signing out.